This is a special joint briefing of Top Secret Tuesday and Special Access Need to Know Wednesday. If you are here, you are of course at the $5 and $10 levels respectively. We don't normally do joint briefings, but there is something happening right now that is critical to psychological operations training, and it's happening right in front of everybody in the mainstream media, and nobody is seeing it. If you've taken the time to go back through and watch the older videos, the older training videos, one of the very, very first ones I put out was titled The Hidden PSYOP in Plain Sight, and it has a picture of Heather Nauert as the thumbnail. She's, of course, the Fox News babe. Now, very recently, Nikki Haley has announced that she is resigning. Number one on the list of people to replace this person is Heather Nauert. Now, many people don't agree with my assessment here, but I am telling you right now, we have a major problem in the White House. Without being too graphic, we have a leader who is making decisions in a very questionable way. And if this were the only case, I would say maybe we should reserve judgment. But let's go back. Heather Nauert was just a Fox News babe. And then she got the job as spokesperson, whatever, over at the State Department. And a lot of people think that's where she stayed. Well, no, she's now the Undersecretary for Public Affairs. She's the number 4 person at the State Department. Giant leap. And if that wasn't big enough, now she's being considered to be the UN ambassador. From Fox News babe to UN ambassador in less than 2 years. Now, I want you to look at these images and tell me if you see anything that might set off alarm bells. This particular young woman is sharing the bed of Donald Trump Jr. and is first on the list to be the next White House press secretary after Sanders leaves. This was our current leader's first choice to replace Nikki Haley. And if that weren't bad enough, this woman is actually going the other direction. She's been the, personal confidant, for lack of a better, more accurate term, of the current leader, and is now going to be the chief communications officer for Fox News. Do you see a pattern? This is an incredibly dangerous paradigm. And if you want to see the video, it's right here. And this is from 25 May. This was literally right when the PSYOP training was in its infancy. This was before I actually even had levels that were labeled, distinct levels. When I started just doing the training at, one base level. It's frightening thing to see. And I'll link this for you guys, and you can watch this. Let's see, it's May, June, July, August, September, 5 months ago. That this was going to be a problem. And don't think foreign intelligence services aren't looking at this. Because they are. It's very, very clear now that we have a leader who has a problem separating business from pleasure. And this is an article from Washington Examiner. And their number one is Heather Nauert. Number two is Grinnell, but Trump's already ruled him out. And the third is John Huntsman. So we'll have to watch. I hope the current leader doesn't disappoint, but I'm not holding my breath. This is an important, probably the most important development in psychological operations that has occurred in the last 2 years. The leader of the free world has a problem thinking straight. I'm sure she acquitted this particular young woman, acquitted herself quite well as a spokeswoman and as a news reporter. UN ambassador? Don't you think that's a bit of a jump? This woman, at least she had some experience in governance from South Carolina, but I'm not sure that was the primary consideration of our leader. And that this particular person was even considered to be the UN ambassador? I'm not saying that this particular individual doesn't have skills and talents, but not those. And the perceptions would be, the politics of it would just absolutely be incredibly improper. And then, of course, we have this. Now his son can date whoever he wants. But when this woman uses that to parlay herself into a position with the White House, and funny how it all centers around Fox News, and even if you wanted to take all that and throw all that away, we still have this going the other direction. It is an incestuous, nasty development, especially in the quote-unquote Me Too era. It shows a dichotomy. It shows a very strange division in the female psyche. And I'm not going to turn this into women's studies. It's just not my thing. But I have 2 daughters that are in their 20s. And to see one group of women that age in one mental state, but then seeing another group of women do this. I mean, I know Kennedy was no angel, but he wasn't about to appoint Marilyn Monroe to be the UN ambassador. And you can say what you want about Clinton. Lewinsky wasn't going to get any position in his government. Those guys knew how to separate their proclivities from their job. I thought about doing this video on YouTube, but this is straight up psychological operations. This goes to the mind, to the mental state of our leader, and how foreign intelligence services are going to jump on this, and they're going to realize the man has a weakness. And once they realize how to exploit it, it's got a minimum of 2 years left in office, perhaps more. They'll find a way. Because the United States is not the only country that has smart women that know how to play games. And as much as I would like to make the allegation about his current wife, I don't have the evidence to yet. But it does make me wonder if this is something that maybe has been going on for a long time. She seems awfully patient. Maybe a bit too patient for a man who was having his picture taken with porn stars while she was at home with his 4-month-old child. I know that most of these training sessions have to do with things like, availability heuristic and cognitive dissonance and all that dry stuff. But this is where the rubber meets the road, kids. This is dead serious stuff. That the leader of the free world, if this was a congressman, whatever, But this is the guy with the nuclear football. This is the guy with his hand on the button, so to speak. And it's very, very clear he has a problem. And if it was just something he kept in his personal life, all right. But he's appointing completely unqualified people to powerful positions because of how they look in a skirt. We are in deep, deep doo-doo if this is really the case. I'll let you guys make your own assessments here, but do know that this is on the table. Watch this closely. If this woman gets this job, it's going to signal something around the world. It's going to confirm all sorts of things people have been wondering about this guy for a long time. And if you want to talk about 25th Amendment basis, this would be a reason. I know a lot of people don't agree with it, but you have to see facts for facts. This is just too many different occurrences. Karen McDougal, Stormy Daniels, his wife, this girl, Ivanka, Nikki Haley, I can't ever know, Kimberly Guilfoyle, and Hope Hicks. Like I said, I'll let you guys do your own research on this, but we could be headed for a problem. We'll leave it there. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I appreciate it. We're going to be continuing normal training going into the holidays, and the drawing is going to start on the 27th. We've had a lot of new people come to the channel, and so I'm sure I am talking to a lot of folks who haven't taken the time to go through the old videos and watch the training. So I'm going to go ahead and link those with this one, and I would really recommend that you watch the playlists. There's a lot of information, and it's all going to be relevant, and it's going to be something that people need to have in their minds every time they go to watch the news or to listen to the radio or whatever you do. You guys have a great night. Like, share, subscribe.